you're not a failure. You just have limitations.
In today's video, I'll give you an easy way to understand why you try so hard and still feel so bad about yourself.
I'm Dr. Arit, emotional billionaire. Are you a trash can? Are you a vending machine? Are you a to-do list? Or are you a person? So I came up with these metaphors when I realized that people with trauma were often raised to become trash receptacles of their caregivers' emotions. Your parents didn't want to deal with themselves, they could just blame it on you. And you learned it is your job to collect other people's emotional trash to try to keep the place clean and predictable. And that made it less miserable for you. But once you escape from that atmosphere, once you're an adult, once you have your own terms of living, being a trash can is awful because a trash can doesn't get to have fun or play or have wants or have desires. A trash can is a success when they are holding other people's trash, and they are a failure when they don't hold other people's emotions. So, what you'll do if you're a trash can is you will find a partner who has a lot of trash to throw away, and you'll run around trying to catch it. And when you don't, you'll feel bad and you'll work harder. And the person who's just throwing trash at you emotionally, giving you their shame, giving you their bad mood, giving you their bad feelings, giving you their frustration and their insecurities, all of those pieces, they have no incentive. They have a trash can that's running around cleaning up for them. So what you need to do is learn how to not be a trash can. Once you're like, I'm done being a trash can, I am not going to just swallow and absorb everyone else's bad stuff. Then you start to grow into a vending machine. And a vending machine is when people come to you and they're like, give me this, and you give them, like they're like, they put in a request and you can output it. So you become really good at doing things for other people. And it can make you feel really proud of yourself. You can get a lot of sense of accomplishment and pride and ego. I'm someone people can rely on. I'm someone that can do favors. I'll make meals for people. I'll cook for them. I'll do all of these really nice things for them. And then they will like me back and they will value me. And when people don't value you, you think I have failed as a vending machine because they're not giving me the money. They're not paying me. They're not giving me their part. Because people who only take aren't interested in giving. What you actually want is someone who can give and take. So when you're in vending machine mode, you are much more developed than when you were in trash can mode. But you're going to have a lot of anxiety, and it's not going to take very much for you to feel shame and broken. Once you have grown a little bit more, hopefully through therapy, this is not treatment, find a therapist, or through other kinds of growth, you go from a vending machine to a to-do list or a CV or resume. And now we're looking at activities and accomplishments that you have done for others and for yourself. So now your sense of pride comes from your accomplishments. And our society and capitalism loves this kind of person because you always have to strive to be better. You always have to give and produce more and be conscientious and take all the responsibility. But you don't have to actually ask or need for anything in return because you are trying to be the shiniest resume possible. And when people say, I failed, I'm a failure, I've always been confused. How could you possibly be a failure? You're a human. You can't fail at being a human. You're a human. What you can fail at is not doing things, not meeting a goal. And the thing about my model is that in those early categories, in trash can, in vending machine, in to-do list or a resume, you are treating yourself like a tool. And when you're broken and you don't function as a tool, you say, I'm a failure. And then you feel so ashamed and dysphoric and sad and awful that you have failed as your function to usually make other people happy. But you're a person, you cannot be a failure. You might not have been able to make this other person happy because you don't actually have the power because they have to do it themselves. But if you continuously see it as your fault, they will not get better and you will continue trying and trying and trying. And then you'll feel like a failure. And it's really easy to get in a depressive spiral because you've decided that you're a failure. You're not a failure. You just have limitations. And you need to accept your limitations if you want to feel happier. And then as you keep growing, eventually you graduate to person. Now, person, oh my God, please come out and hang with me in person, people. That's kind of funny. Please come out and hang out with me in the in-person universe where when you're a person, you get to want, you get to need, you get to ask, you get to feel, you get to give. And it's not, I have to give, I choose to give. When you're a person, you have choice, you have fun, you have playfulness, you have hobbies, you have tastes, you have an internal world and you have an external world. You have social relationships that are enriching, and you have activity that is meaningful and connected to who you are. And you can want things without feeling bad. Being a person is so amazing. Come and join me in being a person because, spoiler alert, you already are a person. If this video has taught you something about yourself or about life, like and subscribe. Put in the comments times in your life where you realized, oh, I'm not going to be a trash receptacle. I'm not going to be a vending machine. I'm not going to be a to-do list. I'm going to be more. So that other people can be inspired and connected and get ideas. You can also put in the comments how awful it feels to feel like a trash can or a vending machine or a to-do list so that people can also commiserate with you. Because believe me, you are not alone. I can't tell you how many family systems where they make one person the trash can and then that person doesn't get to want anything. And all the all the funny stories are like, oh, you needed food, or you were scared as a child, or you used to not want to, go to the house of your abuser. Ha ha ha. Really pisses me off. You almost always make the nicest, most compassionate, most conscientious person the trash can or the vending machine. And I really want it to stop because those people are the sweetest, most loving people. And you should get to feel like you're a person. I'm Dr. Arit, and this is Emotional Billionaire. Learn to love being you as a person.